Hello everybody, my name is Shadowroo and welcome back to another video. Now today we're going to be talking about leaderboards, but this time it's going to be a little different. So as you all know, there's a leaderboard going on right now in which top 100 people who collect candies are given rewards. And if you guys are on this year's leaderboard, honestly, props to you. It's been a hard leaderboard, especially due to this extension because Roblox was down for 3 days. Nick probably wants to extend the event to give players more time. So yeah, keep up the grind. Honestly, you guys are amazing. And for those of you who are on the leaderboard, or if you're just curious about leaderboards in general, you're probably wondering, hey Shadowroo, what's going to be the reward this year? And that's what we're going to try figuring out today. So there are 3 rewards that are possible for this year's leaderboard rewards, and these candidates are Harvester, Candleflame, and the Reaver set. Now before we do the breakdown, let's go over some information that most of us already know, but I'm going to go over because they're very important to deciding which item is the leaderboard reward. So the first thing we can see is a pattern occurring throughout the leaderboards that we've seen so far for Halloween. It goes knife gun, knife gun, knife gun. And the next thing we know is the fact that Nick tends to make the most detailed or the hardest worked on item in the event the leaderboard reward, unless there are other factors involved. And as we can see, this information is somewhat backed up by Slaus himself. And the last thing we know is that the leaderboard reward could be blue or red. We don't really know. Most people thought that Christmas would be blue last year and we ended up getting red. And some people thought it would be red last year Halloween, but it ended up being blue, so, we don't really know that. So let's break down all 3 and try to figure out which one would be the best fit for this year's leaderboard reward. So first up we have Candleflame. So Candleflame is this year's unboxable godly, and it actually has a chroma variation, and I think that's a big part in saying that it's not gonna be Candleflame. It still could be, but it most likely won't be because it already has a chroma variation. So if we look through all the other past leaderboard rewards that came out after chromas came out, we saw that Elderwood Revolver didn't have a chroma variation, Vamp didn't have a chroma variation because it was the unboxable, but Candleflame does have a chroma variation, which I believe singles out it cannot be the leaderboard reward. It's also not as detailed as the other items. As you can see, it's rather plain. It still looks pretty clean, but it's pretty plain in terms of details compared to the other items that came out during this event. So that's Candleflame out the way, and next up is Reaver. So Reaver is this year's Game Pass item, but the thing is there are 3 different variations of it. There is Legendary, there's Godly, and then there's the Ancient one. And though we all know that Nick wouldn't make it a Legendary item, it could be the Godly or it could be the Ancient, and I don't see why he would have to make that decision when there's Harvester. And though Game Passes can be the leaderboard reward, as we saw with Blue Vamp's Edge, I don't believe it will be because last year Nick got a lot of backlash for making the leaderboard reward the buyable godly. And as we know, Nick does pay attention to backlash. I believe that's why there isn't a portal this year because there was a lot of backlash to last year's portal event. And that leaves us down to the last item, which would be Harvester. And honestly, I would say that basically everything I went over leads down to this. I believe Harvester will be the leaderboard reward. So firstly, if we go down the knife gun pattern, we had Red Hollow's Blade in 2018, Blue Elderwood Revolver in 2019, Blue Vamp's Edge in 2020, and this year, so that was knife gun knife, so it only makes sense this year would be a gun. And the next point I want to make is the fact that Harvester is an ancient gun. So as we all know, Nick likes to make sure there is a lot of work put into his ancient items. And if we look at some of the newer ancient items, we can compare them to older items, and as we can see, they're a lot more detailed. And going off of what Slaus said, I believe that's a big finger pointing at Harvester. So all in all, based off of the information I provided, I believe the leaderboard reward will be red or blue Harvester. So if you guys enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. I really appreciate all the support you've been giving me, and honestly, I look forward to making future videos. Please let me know in the comments what you think the leaderboard reward will be, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you.